So what's the deal on the crypto? What's your opinion?
It's complicated as hell. It's volatile as hell. I have got 7% of my operating company's portfolio in crypto now, but most of it's in stable coin. Things where I can take USDC or DAI, and people, you got to learn this crypto stuff, you know, it's not that easy. But I basically stake it, which means I lend it out and I make between 5.5% and 6%. So that's what I'm doing with crypto. I'm not doing the crazy stuff. I'm doing the stable coins. I got Bitcoin, I got Ethereum, it's 40% of what I got, and I got USDC, and I've got a bunch of guys at my desk that are now lending out crypto, I just wrote a contract today for 90 days, I got 6% on it.
But sovereign wealth and pension that I service in the indexing business, and there's many people do what I do, we create indices so that they can invest capital. They are waiting for regulation before they index. And so if all that happened was sovereign wealth funds put 1% to 3% into maybe 6 different projects, it would definitely be some Bitcoin, there'd probably be some Ethereum there, maybe some Polygon, maybe a little Solana, whatever they want to do and what indexers would do for them based on market capitalization. That's $1 trillion worth of demand. But none of it is going to happen until we get some policy. And the truth about this is, and I'm happy to just say it the way it is, there are countries that are advanced. There are places like Canada where they allow broker-dealers now attached to accounts, and Canadians can do that. They've got millions of accounts open now. The UAE, Switzerland, France. But the real money, the sovereign wealth capital, is never going to move against the SEC. Never going to happen. And the reason that occurs is that if you're a sovereign wealth fund or a country that's oil rich perhaps, you're generating $250 million every 12 hours. The only place on earth you can put that is in the S&P. The only way you can do that is being compliant with the SEC rules. They are never going to make a move against the SEC in any way until these rules have been determined. So we are being kept out of institutional capital, and Bitcoin is not going to trade above $22,000 until we get policy.
How much have you lost in one day?
I think I lost around most in a single trade, probably around $60,000. I think losing was probably one of the best things. Losing trades, I think, are a gift in disguise because it gives you more awareness of what you have to do and what to solve your mistakes, and also gives you the right mentality, because most of these people who've never lost cryptocurrency or lost trades before and they're getting to cryptocurrency new, when they see their coins have dipped 20%, they're panicking. However, people who are already experienced with this, they know it's nothing new. Because at the same time, it is quick dopamine. That's the reason why people get into cryptocurrencies. For financial incentive, yes, but at the same time, the feeling you get once you make those gains is not comparable to anything else. When you're trading and then you see a loss of you lost in a day 500 pounds or 1,000 pounds or something similar to this, right? Even if you're not financially that well off, you would be like, oh, okay, that sucks, whatever. You'd be quite annoyed, but you would forget about the next day. However, that's the issue, because you only see it as digits on a screen. But then let's say you're walking on the street and you dropped 1,000 pounds off your pocket and then it just flew away in the wind. You would feel way worse off than trading, because trading, it feels like a game, feels like digits on a screen. People get lost into it and they don't realize the impact it has on their financial lives, because believe it or not, that's real money. Feel free to experiment. I wasn't good at trading from the beginning or investing at the beginning. I was experimenting, but at the same time, be reasonable with your amounts. Treat it as if it's real money instead of just some game.
Me, my investing style is literally buy things that I would never sell. So I own Apple, I own the products stocks that a lot of you own. And this stuff as well, I can see this being used as a transactional value in some in the future. My plan is never to sell it. I think the thing to be mindful is look at your asset allocation and also be aware of your risk tolerance. So I am not a risky investor. I don't want to be thinking oh my God, if this doesn't go up, I'm not going to be able to feed myself or pay my rent. I allocate now around 15% of my net worth to that. So maybe you can do the math, but those numbers obviously with Bitcoin fluctuate really big. What my friend said, which I thought was really interesting, is what is the upside downside of these types of investments? So what I mean by that is the same amount of money I'm putting in this, what's the upside? The upside is a 10x, the downside is it can go all the way to 0. My asset allocation, because I'm not a risky investor, I like knowing where my money is at all times. And I know people, your money's wasting money. Shut up. I just like knowing where it is. I don't want to worry about it. If you have no money and you're praying that this is going to get you rich, don't. I don't believe in hope or prayers in business. I think that Bitcoin is a really interesting asset. I think it's really volatile, so you're gonna have a wild ride of it. But what I would recommend is putting in a little bit each month into this, as well as into maybe some more long-term equities like stocks or index funds out there. I would probably do Bitcoin or Ethereum. There's more nerdy people out there somewhere on the YouTube channel that are gonna talk about, oh, this is why the blockchain and all this stuff. I'm not here to talk to you about that. I think you choose your allocation of real estate, cash, risky stuff, and as well as equities, and then just make sure that you're moving towards those directions.